Alright, so some context. I actually made two videos after the Ravens and Chiefs game where I just went completely off. And I'm not posting those because that video really came down to me being angry because the way we lost the game is very similar to how we were losing against Super Bowl contending teams in previous years. You know, the Ravens offense would start off hot, they'd go down the field and score a touchdown, and then they would proceed to stall on offense and struggle throughout the rest of the half. Meanwhile, the defense, they would start off strong, maybe stop their opponents on the first two possessions, and then they would give up a couple touchdowns. Next thing you know, we're down by double digits, and now the team's got to fight back. They find a way somehow to get into the game late, and now we have a chance to possibly win the game by taking the lead with the touchdown or maybe tying it with the field goal, and then our defense would either choke it on third down or we would get the ball back and we would turn the ball over, thus ending the game, or fourth, get stopped on downs or something like that. And that was the wrong way of looking at this because this is a different team. This is a young core trying to create something. So you're gonna have games like this. To think the Ravens would be able to handle a team like the Chiefs at this point with our young offense that's still trying to learn this system, that was my fault for thinking that. And at the end of the day, they fought back and they somehow got in the game, back in the game, and made it close. And if they had one more attempt, they might have been able to win the game. So I'm not going to be too hard on them. I'm not going to be too hard on the defense, even though they gave up plays. We'll talk about that. I'm going to really look at this and blame this on the coaches. Play calling today offensively was bad. Lamar Jackson should not be throwing the ball 43 times. We know the guy can throw the ball. But if Lamar Jackson is throwing the ball 43 times, that means we're playing from behind. And we're playing from behind by a lot. Because the run game helps open up the pass game for us. And Lamar can just sling that ball down the field and hit his guys when the run game is here. That's what helped initiate the play action. Today, it was tough to do anything, really, because Lamar had to throw the ball the entire game. We were playing from behind. And when you play from behind, you can't run the football. So it was tough. Lamar Jackson himself, he did not play great in the game. I would say he played okay to solid. I'll give him that because in the first half, he played terrible. I believe he was 9 of 22 in the first half. And then in the second half, he recovered and played better. And he made some great plays late in the game and even got us that touchdown, which was beautiful, to close the gap to make it a 5-point game. So good on him. He recovered and he didn't give up. So that's a good thing. I hope he learns from this experience and continues to get better because you're going to face off against a lot of teams that are going to make you do exactly what you got to do today. And you got to make those throws. He missed a lot of throws down the field. He was overthrowing his receivers. He overthrew Marquise Brown 3 times. In fact, late in that game, we were trying to get a touchdown. He, in fact, overthrew Hollywood Brown as well. That would have got the touchdown. We still got the touchdown, but, still, he overthrew him. He overthrew his receivers quite a lot today. Though he overthrew them both inside and outside the numbers. It was a tough game for Lamar. He had a lot of bad throws that I know he wished he could take back. But overall, he didn't give up. He continued fighting. He made some crazy plays. And I couldn't believe some of the catches we were seeing. But he got in the game. Too bad we couldn't win it. Offensive line disappointed us today because they did not give enough protection for Lamar. He was getting sacked. He was getting hit. He was running around. He couldn't really stay in the pocket because the offensive line kept getting beat. They should be disappointed in themselves today because they really didn't do their job. They couldn't do their job. Mark Ingram, he played great. He got 3 touchdown runs, so great on him. He played really solid, and man, he was pushing that ball. He was showing us. He was showing us why he was worth signing. So good on him. Other than that, nothing else stood out on the offense. Marquise Brown had 2 catches. Really couldn't get that connection with him and Lamar. I think Mark Andrews had 3 catches or something. It wasn't much in this game for the receivers. They couldn't really get much separation because the Chiefs secondary was doing a great job covering them. And when they did get separation, Lamar did overthrow the ball. So that's just something they got to work on moving forward. I'm not going to hold it to them. They're still a young core, so they got a lot to get, to learn and to work on. So good on them. But defensively, there are a lot of veterans there, and I expected better from them. The run defense was surprisingly bad. It wasn't terrible, but they really let LeSean McCoy, they let these guys run all over them. I couldn't believe it. LeSean McCoy was, they were stopping him early on, but then he started busting it with some runs, and he kept getting first downs, and I'm like, they can't stop him. Next thing you know, he just takes it for a touchdown. I'm like, wow. And even when LaShawn McCoy was out, the other running backs that they brought in, they were running well. And I'm like, the run defense was not doing a well job stopping the run today. So that was a problem. The pass rushing, it's just hasn't been there. I mean, granted, they have been hitting the quarterback. They've been getting to the quarterback a lot and hitting him, but they're not getting sacks. They're not getting there on time. They're not putting enough pressure on the quarterback. And that's something we got to work on. That's something they got to work on. Not me. I'm not there. The coaches and the guys, they got to work on that. Because you're getting to the quarterback, but by then it's too late. And that's causing a lot of late hits and personal fouls. Because they're not noticing. By the time the ball's already out their hands, they're already in their face. And now they're sacking them. And now there's a flag coming out on a penalty on a late hit for the quarterback. They got to get there. They got to really force pressure. And they got to get to the quarterback quick. Because these quarterbacks, they can get the ball out of their hands fast. The pass rushing is still something that needs to be worked on. And we're going to have to see. Secondary was really disappointing today. Of course, we didn't have Jimmy Smith. And that really hurt. But the fact of the matter is that a guy like Maurice Kennedy was on the field. And he was terrible. I mean, he did not play well. No one on the secondary relatively played well. Even Humphrey, it's not like he gave up a big play, but it's not like he really stood out. Earl Thomas gave up. Earl Thomas was talking all about how he's going to stop all the big plays, but not a single big play was really stopped. Well, he stopped the touchdown run. I'll say one play he did stop was the touchdown run that basically would have sealed the game at that point. But by then, they were kind of already moving towards field goal range. But yeah, other than that, secondary didn't play well. They got beat over the top. Patrick Mahomes torched that secondary for 374 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. So we got wrecked by Mahomes. Pass rush didn't do well either. So that's a bad thing. And then the run defense gave up a lot of yards on the ground. Offensively, just struggles. Couldn't really establish a run game because we had to play from behind. So Lamar had to throw the ball 43 times, which when any quarterback's got to throw the ball 43 times, that's how you know it's either a shootout or you're playing from behind, and that's a problem. So yeah, other than that, I really got to blame this on coaching because they decided to go for 3 2-point conversions, and you left 3 points on the table when you could have just taken that. And it's just a lot of questionable play calling on third down and a bunch of questionable play calling all over the place and mixed that with some bad penalties on us, and we lost the game. Now, I could have been really negative and just said this is the same old Ravens, which I still believe it's the same old Ravens because these are the type of mistakes we can make. But that doesn't mean we're going to stay as the same old Ravens. We've still got this young core, and they're going to have a chance to prove themselves. This is not the only test for the Ravens. They still got to go up against the Rams, and they still got to go up against the New England Patriots. We'll have to see how they do. I want to see how much the Ravens have improved between this loss and the Patriots game. I want to see how much Lamar and this offense is going to grow since then. It's one loss. It's not a bad loss. You were getting blown out at some point, but it was like 30-13. But you came back in the game, so credit to you for somehow getting yourself back in the game. Well done to you. But man, this was a really tough game to watch, and the team's got to do better. They've got to do better. They got to execute better, and they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work. If you want to be considered a Super Bowl contender this year, the Ravens got a lot of work to do, and we're gonna have to see what they can come up with. But other than that, it was a very tough game to watch, a very frustrating game for me to watch. And then it just brought me back in when the game got close, only to just break my heart once again. It's tough sometimes watching this Ravens team, but, you know, we keep on watching them. I feel like I need a break from this. Like, it's not like I'm going to be gone for the whole week, but just like a break from just talking Ravens for like a couple days and just covering it. I need that for a couple days. We'll see. I'll probably watch some anime. Just not think about football for like 2 or 3 days. Like miss Monday Night Football and then get back on Thursday Night Football and see how that goes. I need that break. Anyway, that's all I got. I had to make this video again because I did not want to post that Rage video. It was not going to be a good look. And I didn't sit back to think of what this team is now compared to what it was in the past. This is a different team with a young core, and they got a chance to build something. That was an old veteran team that had nothing there. We have to be able to look at this team as they are. They are a young team. We have to be objective. They're going to have some growing pains. That's what happens when you have an offense that's very young and you're trying to develop. throughout the year. So we'll have to see what they can do. It was a tough loss. We are now 2-1, so we will see where we go from there. Anyway, that's all I got, and I'm out of here.